wanted to kind of ask about ISO 20022. I know those are like kind of like the property real estate. I want to kind of touch on that to kind of explain exactly what that is and how that's going to be integrated in moving forward into the digital cryptocurrency.
So those tokens, the ISO 20022 or whatever, people call it so many things, but those tokens are basically the messaging system behind the main ecosystem. We would say more or less of a governmental level or corporate level ecosystem of cryptocurrency. So you're going to have XRP, which is going to be the messaging system or programming between corporations and countries, so where countries can, send money to each other for trade. Then you'll have XLM, Stellar, which is short for interstellar, which when we become interplanetary, that we can send a bro on bro in District 13 on the moon, he need $13, and you can send it to him through the satellite through Stellar. But they're also going to do personal money. They're also going to be the messaging system behind personal money transfers, Western Union, MoneyGram. They already had those deals for like 5 years already. And then you're going to have IOTA, which is for the Internet of Things. Internet Things meaning basically, your watch or random miscellaneous things, speakers, things that hook up into the internet, and that will be on a blockchain. So they're gonna know what song you're listening to, what time you listen to it, how often you listen to it, what mood you like, and all that. It's all for advertisement. They have I can't name all of these off top, but
I got you.
I think Hedera Hashgraph. I think every time a blockchain gets crowded up, it actually speeds up the transactions. So everything can go through. You have AMP. AMP is for credit card systems. What a lot of people don't know, when we think we're scanning, swiping our credit card or whatever, we thinking that transaction is instant, but behind that actually takes 3 days. Somebody on the other end actually has to approve that. But all it does is it reads, okay, this person has 300 in their account. They just paid 250. Okay, we'll let them buy this. But that actual money does not get into the banking institution account for 3 days. So anyone that has an online store, that when you'll know from Stripe that it takes 3 days for you to get your stuff. So AMP solves that. It doesn't instantly. It does collateral pay already. So it goes straight from your account to them. And then you have Algorand. I'm going through all these. Dang, I remember. Then you have Algorand.
You running the gamut on.
Hey, I'm just.
Hey. You in the zone.
and then you have Algorand. What Algorand is going to do is take old companies and be able to bring them onto the blockchain. So they're going to be able to help these companies and corporations scale. And XDC is the one. XDC is what's going to tie all of that together. It's going to be a messaging system between all of those are tied together. I know I'm missing some tokens, but that's basically what that is. What the ISO 20022 is. It's just basically all of these working in conjunction with each other to make sure we have a smooth operating system. A lot of people don't understand our system is broken. You do understand the system is broken, but you don't know how it's broken. And the way our system is broken is because one system can't talk to the other. It's like, when you ever been to a hospital and once in one city and then you try to go to, I don't even say one city, you ever go to one doctor's office and then you go to the next doctor's office and they have to request your stuff, or you have to bring the papers over and all that, because they're on two totally different systems. Now, if it's on a blockchain, all of that be tied together. And all they gotta do is pull up your name and then they find whatever medical records. So we have a breakdowns in communications. That's why we think our life is instant, but it is not. We're by far not instant. So we have breakdowns in communication, and the ISO 20022 is just what ties all our communication together, which we're going to make us essentially one world. And for the conspiracy theories, new world order, one world government. And that's what's happening. It's happening in our faces.
It really is, and it kind of just summing up, like you said, basically ISO 20022 basically streamlines everything. It's making everything more streamlined, more seamless. So, and with us moving forward, my next question is, how is AI help changing finance and digital crypto moving forward? But how can it help us as far as either on the investing side or the mindset side moving forward to become more financially prepared for the future using AI?
Okay, for artificial intelligence, as everybody, please don't be scared of it. It has some scary. It's here. It's already here. It's like, yes, there are going to be some scary things, and just like anything, people are not going. Some people are going to use it for evil, and other people want to use it for good. But you have to look at it as an advanced Siri. So the way it's going to help society, and when it comes to the blockchain stuff, is imagine having a million use. That's it. Like, it's just a million use that can work on a computer. So as far as like trading, if you're trading and you have a trading bot, you can use a million use to get into a position that you normally would miss. If you like, let's say, if you're trying to trade something at 3:53 in the morning, you 9 times out of 10 you sleep, but the AI can do it for you, and it can do it a million times at once for you. Or and it's going to be a part of the automation. It's going to tie the automation together. So when you have these AI computers basically taking over people's jobs, you're going to be able to invest in these AI computers on the blockchain, and their work output is going to be on the blockchain. So if computer 123 made 10,000 cans today, you will receive the benefit from investing in computer 123. You'll receive the benefit from that. So this is also a good chance to invest in artificial intelligence, because it's going to take your job. It's definitely going to take your job. It's going to the point that where they're about to start doing legal proceedings with an AI judge and AI jury, which is very dangerous.
Wow. I didn't know that one. That's scary. Now that's scary.
Very dangerous, and it can be lopsided because they're working with something called LLM, which is large language models. And large language models, they're limited to the information that you feed it, and they can feed it biased information. So they can feed it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to ask you a question real quick. Do you think they're going to stick with AI, or are they going to try to use AGI as the judges?
AGI is what they're scared of, because AGI can think for itself. Yeah, so they're trying to find a way. They're trying to do something that they know they can't do. Is they're trying to make AGI biased, and AGI has already discovered, as we saw with Elon Musk. He was saying that competing company, he said that he said OpenAI specifically was racist against white people, because of when it discovered the information, it discovered the atrocities they were doing, what they did in Africa, what they're doing in the United States and Jim Crow era and all this stuff. So even the Roman times, where it was saying about, the people in that area in that time were darker skinned people, and he was like, oh, it's racist, so it's just making everyone black in Africa want the people be darker. And he was like, well, because he tried to use the thing, because him being South African, and people that know the history know that South Africa was invaded by the Belgians, and that's why there's a lot of Caucasian people in well, we're not even going to use the word Caucasian, because the Caucasian and Georgian people are more of a fair skin, olive skin type of people. So we can't even use the word Caucasian. We just have to use the word European specifically. And a lot of Europeans were in South Africa. And he tried to use that, well, I'm South African, how can this happen? And like, bro, you know history. And they're trying to erase critical race theory to stop all of this. And they're trying to erase it using AI. And so people can use these biased large language models. So when they say, oh, well, the computer must be right because the computer is smarter than human, where that biased computer is teaching you the same thing the books ain't teach it. Because once we got out of school, we was like, hey, school didn't teach us that. I wish school would have taught. So now they're just keeping that same thing going for indoctrination, and some people think it's a game, and it's not. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, I don't know if it's cryptocurrency. When it comes to artificial intelligence, make sure you use an open source artificial intelligence, because that means everyone can share their information. They can scan the internet properly from all the information. So if you got them old family pictures and stuff, upload them. There's going to be, the internet is going to be, it's going to read, AI is going to be able to read them. If you have history you want to share, anything like that, talk about it on the internet. That's what the internet is doing right now. It's taking all our information. When this goes out, it's gonna look at this and read this and see what type of information, and it's gonna compare this information of what I'm saying compared to other things to see if what I'm saying is right or wrong, and it's just part of fact or fiction or things of that nature. So if you have a story, if you have something to share, if you have a truth to share it. Use the internet how it's intended. And that's why they're pricing our people out of this internet, especially when it comes to content creation. Of this content creation thing, now it's $1,000 for a phone. Like who got $1,000? we know what it's looking like. Who got $1,000? Who got $1,500 for a phone? They're telling you, oh, well, now this camera costs this now and this, and they say, oh, well, it's accessible now. Now it's down to $2,000. Anyone can get it. Anyone, like who?
Exactly. Like I agree, because I just been looking at like content creating, like it's gotten so simple because of the internet and the technological advances. You can use a simple iPhone, but I remember they used to be giving away phones. Like you could get a phone free, or now the new phones, all of a sudden now you have to pay full price for them. So I get it, even with what's going on with TikTok and how like Instagram flags me, for some of the things I post. I'm firsthand, so I have to be careful. I'm trying not to lose my page, but I also feel like you have to speak the truth. So I completely get it, and I feel him, and I agree with him in the fact of we have to. I feel like Cat Williams said earlier this year, 2024 is a year of truth. You have to speak the truth, but you also have to put this information out, because at the end of the day, like he said, they're scared of AGI because AGI can't be controlled, because it's telling the truth, not just about them, but about us. So the more information that we can put out, the more information we share. We didn't say just put everything out. Don't be putting all your business out.
Somebody definitely put some dirty draws on the internet, man.
Yeah, don't be doing everything out there.
You want AI to see your dirty draws on the internet because you arguing with somebody?
Because there's some people who whole life needs to be pulled off the internet, but you know what I'm saying. But it does help, and I say, like we both said earlier, it's nothing to be afraid of, because it's not going to change. We are already past that point. We have moved into what the Mayans call the golden age. We're moved into the technological thing. We're out of industrial. We're out of that. We're in a whole new era. We're closer to the Jetsons.
We're literally a year away from the Jetsons. Actually, like they actually going to start coming out with the flying cars. They already showed them last year at CES, which is a consumer electronics show. They already showed it. They're like, hey, we ready for 2025. We just got to get the air rights, and we're going to use AI so they all can fly in the lanes that we've been seen in the in the movies, in the TV shows and stuff. We here. And the actual name to it is actually called the digital revolution. That's where we are. We're in the digital revolution. So that's why this time period feels funny of like, what's next? Everything's down. And that's the time, as history has shown, we're actually in the cycle of before the next revolution. And that's where we're in. We're in the digital revolution, the age of AI. We're going to see people richer than we have ever seen before. We're going to see trillionaires like it's nothing. We're going to see nations rise that have been down since the beginning of history. Like one nation that's coming up already is El Salvador. And the reason why El Salvador is coming up because they're mining Bitcoin. They're the only nation that uses Bitcoin as the reserve currency, and the rest of the world is watching them to see what's happening. And their infrastructure is building fast, and new bridges, all of this stuff. And he's using the government money to buy, I think he said $1 million worth of Bitcoin a day or something. It's something crazy that he's doing. So he basically did sweeping changes where he arrested every gang member in there. El Salvador is one of the most dangerous countries in the world, and now they are literally the safest country. And he just went and swept up it may be considered unethical that he did, but he got every gang member off the street and put them all into one big prison. Like, it's videos about it. Look it up. The El Salvador maximum security prison, and now they're using something called what they're using. So basically, for our nation, for the world to heal, we have to become something called a Type 1 civilization. And what a Type 1 civilization is a civilization that uses all the natural resources to generate energy. And that's like, using waterfalls, using steams from gorges and things of that nature. So what he did was use the steam from a volcano to generate power to mine Bitcoin and generate power for their city. And that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna become a Type 1 civilization, and Type 1 civilization is the civilization we see in the future. And a Type 2 is when you use the power of other planets to power each other. And then Type 3 is when you use, I think, galaxies to power his man. That's a deep rabbit hole too. But we're literally becoming a Type 1 civilization in front of our eyes. That's the name of it for people that want to know, of like harnessing natural resources for energy. As the mystery of the pyramids, where they said the pyramids are power plants and stuff like that. That means we were a Type 1 civilization before, but something went wrong in history.
So, and for you guys, hey, definitely chime in the comments if you want us to come back and kind of talk more about the Type 1 civilizations, because I really think that's a deep conversation about the natural resource, and I think that's something we definitely want to bring over back and maybe expand upon. But I do have another question I want to ask you before we start wrapping up. I know we have told a lot of information. We've gathered a lot of information. So for people who are not in the financial mindset yet, not necessarily literate in finances, or maybe they have bad credit right now, maybe they just don't have enough expendable cash, or maybe they're still scared of digital currency, what would be some things you would suggest to them to help them become more financially literate, or less weird, or be able to move into those things so that they can start learning how to have the correct financial mindset moving into the future?
Break bad habits that cost money. Everybody, smoke a little something. Stop smoking a little something. you realize how much money that you're spending on that. Mm-hmm. If you like to drink, stop drinking. You got to start cutting out life habits, because that's when you start. It's the mindset. It becomes a whole mindset, literally, for a better life. So you're gonna start becoming healthier because you're cutting out everything that costs money. Like this is usually like a bad habit. So people might smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes, I don't know, like $10 a pack. I don't know how much it is.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, so
5 boxes of cigarettes. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, so you stop smoking cigarettes. That one, in turn, is gonna be healthier, and then you're saving money. Now you're saving money. Whatever vices that you have to start cutting those off first, because 9 times out of 10, or usually 10 times out of 10, that's what's eating up all your money, is your vices, the things that usually are not good for you. And everybody has some type of vice, and your vice, it's America, nothing is free, and your vice gonna cost money. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is build credit, because that's all this is. The United States is a debt-based society. So the first thing you need to do is fix your credit. They don't teach you about it in school for the same reason they don't teach you about other things, because that's what's going to get you your freedom. As much as people, say, hey, we got to do this, we got to do that for freedom. No, it's about money. The game that they're playing in the United States is Monopoly. That's the game that they're playing. Buy many assets so you can live passively. That's what's happening. I know you done heard it a million times from different gurus, and you're like, oh man, they so corny. But they're not lying. It's a reason why they pulling up in the stuff that they pulling up in. It's the reason why they got the houses that they got, and why they smiling, they teeth white, they happy, because they changed their mindset, and it's a real thing. As much cliche or corny that it is, that's what's working. So I think a lot more people need to become corny so they can get it together instead of trying to be cool. Because apparently, what's cool is being destructive to yourself and being destructive to our community. So I don't want to sound like motivational speaker and stuff like that, but that's you literally have to change that. So you have to get your credit correct. You have to, even when it comes down to your loans. And the interest rates, a lot of people can't hedge against the interest rates. File for bankruptcy. It's okay. That's what it's there for. Bankruptcy is just, it's ending the game and then you starting over. People are so scared of bankruptcy where they're like, oh man, no, there's different chapters of bankruptcy. I don't know specifically what chapter it is, but file for bankruptcy, clear it all out, start from zero, and then you can build it again. And then you can build it, more advanced through LLCs and stuff, paydex scores and all that. But that's something more advanced. But if you start out in the beginning and your school loans are too much for you, file for bankruptcy, get rid of that, start from zero. And then start building your credit. And then when you get your credit, that's where you can get loans. And stop using your debit card. Stop. Use a debit card only to pay off your credit card. That's it. Use your credit card. These folks are giving you money to use. They want to see how much you can borrow and how much you can pay back, and they're gonna make the limits bigger and bigger. They'll offer you money. You'll get an email. You'll get a text. Hey, you want $25,000? And then that's where you will buy an asset that's gonna generate more money. They want you to build more money. They want you to get rich because that's how the system runs. That's the difference between Republicans and the Democrats and stuff like that, because when they tell with Republicans, they want tax breaks because a lot of them are usually rich people, because the more money that you get, the more tax breaks that they're trying to get. They're trying to get the loopholes and stuff like that. And sometimes people are like, hey man, like, why is this black person Republican? Why are they being Republicans? And I wish somebody would be honest and tell them, like, man, you get enough money, you gonna figure out why. you gonna figure out why. I'm a felon, so I'm neither, but I can understand. I can understand because it's a social versus financial thing that's going on. It's a social versus financial thing because a lot of what Democrats do is they do a lot of social issues, cops killing and all that different type of other stuff. And then what Republicans do, they do a lot of financial. Hey, we need tax breaks for this, we need that. So that's like that's basically the kind of divide that's going on. So like I was saying earlier about the whole finance thing, and this runs off of the company. I said the company. Well, United States is a company, corporation. It runs off of money. So if you want these things to stop, if you want these cop killings to stop, it's about money. Sue them. Get life insurance. Enough of us die and we got life insurance. Dumb life insurance. Like, hey man, we done paid out $40 million this year, man. We in the red, man. Y'all better leave them folks alone. Y'all finna start going to jail. Y'all messing up our money. It's about money. They not gonna stop because there's no punishment. Or what we gonna do? You're gonna be suspended.
No real consequence.
No consequences whatsoever. We're gonna get suspended. Or they're gonna send me to the prison into the next town over, and that's it. Okay, the city is gonna pay them out a few $1 million of the community's money, because that's going to be taxpayers' money. It's not going to be none of our money. So they get to have their lunch, they get to have their company vacation and all that still. So it's about everything. Is about everything. And I'm gonna say this every time I appear on here. It's really about the money, for real. And that's the only way you're gonna have changes. Is United States of America. This is what the rest of the countries call. They call this the bank. They call it the World Bank. That's what they call the United States, the bank. They come here for money and nothing else, and they send it out. That's it. So when you be seeing these people come over, these migrants, they're coming here to make money so they can send it back to their families and build them nice houses and neighborhoods and stuff like that. So once again, you gotta get the money in order. That's it. And people like, people love money too much and this, that, and listen, this is, unfortunately, that's the system we in. Yes, you can find peace, yeah, you can do whatever, but peace ain't free either.
No, it's not. It costs, everything costs. And,
yes.
And I agree 100%. Money people say money is the root evil. No, it's the intention behind it. Understanding money is a resource, and you can't live without in this world without having money. And it's nothing wrong with obtaining abundance, obtaining wealth. It's just how you use it.
They was in the Bible trading goats and cattle. That's money. That's currency.
Exactly. And he gave a lot. When I say a lot of good things, first off, the first one he gave, I wanted to touch on that really quick. Breaking those habits, breaking those vices. That includes people who eat out all the time. You know, that is a vice. You can cook. You'd be surprised how much money you can save by cooking.
Y'all people DoorDashing, y'all rich.
I don't know how people live off DoorDash. It's like one meal, $30 a DoorDash. Like,
rich.
Okay. Just imagine all that money. I would challenge anybody watching who isn't in the right financial state. 1 week, just dedicate 1 week, pick one vice for 1 week and put all that money to the side and don't use it and see how much money you actually spend a week. Now multiply by all the things that you can cut out and imagine that's how you can start taking care of your finances. You can start doing these things. And like he said, he gave some great ways with bankruptcy, not using your debit card, using your credit card versus your debit card. And
okay. That's what I forgot to tell you. Okay, a lot of us don't have credit. So to get credit, you can get a secure credit card. So that money that you save from your vice, $100, $200, we'll say $200. That little $200, take that and you can get a secure credit card. So now you have a $200 limit, and then you can start, pay for your gas, pay for, you pay your bills here and there with that $200, and that you can start building credit from there.
Yeah. And for those who don't know what a secure credit card is, basically secure credit card means you put the money in as a backing, and then once you keep paying it off, eventually, depending on 6 months, a year, whatever, they give you that back, but you still building your credit in the meanwhile. So it's basically just to cover the fact that you don't have credit, to make sure that you're going to pay them their money. That's basically all.
Yeah. And a lot of people like, man, I don't want to do that. You have understand the system that we are in. This is the system we are in. We're in capitalism, y'all. This is the system. So understand the system. We're in free market enterprise, and it's about to become global market enterprise very, very, very soon. Once this cryptocurrency and everything connects all of us, it's going to be a global enterprise. Learn the system. You have to. There's no way around it. You have to play the game.
You don't. He's absolutely right. And if you don't play the game, guess what? You get left behind. And that's just the truth. And we're all here. So many, including Oba the Great and some other people, we're here trying to make sure we don't get left behind, our kind don't get left behind, because there's no excuse this time. So definitely the last question I want to ask Oba is, can you tell everybody what is your prescription to success?
Discipline. My prescription for success is discipline, because even if you don't like it, you're still doing it every day. You're still doing it. You have to have discipline. There's many days of where I didn't want to do what I'm doing now. I didn't even want to make the change because I knew I was going to lose friends, because they might not have changed their mindset to do something better. So I had to keep having that discipline. So make sure you stay disciplined. Do it every day. Whatever it is that you're trying to be great in, do it every day. And if you put in more than 100 hours in what you're supposed to do, you're already better than 80% of the world at what you're doing.
I like that. Discipline is a good one. And I remember hearing someone, it's a local rapper here, Mr. 10,000. He says to perfect something, you have to put in 10,000 hours. Mm-hmm. So that discipline, strive for that 10,000 hours, whether it takes you 5 years or 10 years, but master whatever you want to do. Like he say, discipline, work at it. And it can't help but succeed because you put it out so you got to be successful.
You don't even got to be the best, but you'll end up becoming the best. Mm-hmm. Like I was saying, you start off with the 100. The 100 make you better than 80%. Then that 10,000 gives you perfection. So whatever you're trying to do, even if you never knew how to backflip, you start out with a cartwheel, and eventually you keep doing it, you're gonna know how to backflip.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I agree. Well, I want to thank Oba for coming in today and given us so much information. And before I go over, I want you to give your last words, as well as anything you, all your social media, anything you have, you want to share for people to be able to know about your platform and the different things you have going on.
All right. I would just reiterate what I said about discipline and doing something do it every day. If you overweight, do a push up. If you can do one, do one. That one turn to two, that two turn to four, four turn to eight. Then it's gonna keep on going. And it's like that with every single thing. And that's how it happened with me with social media. I'm like, okay, let me try this thing out. I just want to share knowledge with people. I've been reading, I've been doing it, I've been using this for myself, and I want to see everybody else on. And I remember doing it, 10 views, 5 views, then it go up to 200, back down to 10, next 1,000, back down to 20, next I go viral. And then it just kept going and going and going until I had hundreds of thousands of followers doing what I do. So saying that, follow me on social media on my Instagram, which is Oba the Great. I think it's Oba the Great. That's my Instagram. My TikTok is Oba the Great Barbarian. And with that, I actually have a playlist called How to Crypto, which is 1-minute videos teaching you exactly what I just said here, slower, slower, and you repeat it. And it's 1-minute videos. It's not, and it's free. And I'm making sure everything is free. I don't got no paywall or anything. I don't have no paywall for that. The only paywall I have is if you want to have personal consultations. If you want one-on-one, you want help, you like, hey man, what's this or what's that? I have a paywall because I can't talk to 100,000 people, y'all. I can't. So also my Facebook. So I said not my Facebook, my YouTube. My YouTube is Oba the Great, and on my YouTube I actually started a new show. The first episode came out yesterday. Me taking these articles and what's going on in the finance world and basically becoming CNBC, Bloomberg for us. So when they use all this extra vocabulary that most of us don't understand, I take that and I break it down and I speak in our language of how we see what's going on. I'm not trying to use big words to confuse you to say, hey, I'm smarter than y'all. We ain't finna do all that, because we need to know what's going on. So I take these articles and I break it down. The first episode came out yesterday. I have another one coming out tomorrow. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there will be a new episode of Barbarian Empire News where I take this finance, I take world news, I take tech, and I break it down and explain it to you every single day.
All right, man. So just to wrap up, first of all, you heard everything he's got, and one of the reasons why I reached out to Oba is because I actually follow Oba, and I haven't started. I've been following him for a while, and he's helped me personally just watching his videos, learning as I was going and delving into cryptocurrency, and I just love how he breaks things down. And so I reached out to him, and I'm so glad he said yes, he would come on and definitely speak to everybody here in the audience. So definitely. Not only does he have Oba Water, not only does he have merchandise, he has, like say, the Barbarian Empire, definitely tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and he got the merch. He also has NFTs. So we didn't touch on that today, but definitely had the NFTs. And also, he's an artist. We didn't get a chance to touch on his music, but definitely check out his music as well, because I know you had a song, Statute of Limitations. You have XRP. He actually brings finance into his music, and in a way that is just philosophical, it's just so many.
We're making it. We're at least trying to make it sound cool and not corny. Like
exactly.
Oh man, he rapping about finance. It might be corny. Like nah, we making it. I'm still talking that talk in there. Y'all want to hear that? It's in there. All of it's in there.
Definitely, because he even said, and I think in the song XRP, Web3 traffic, like he relates it so that you can understand it. He breaks it down for us to understand, and that's the beautiful thing about the way he relays messages and is helping all of us gain that financial mindset. So I wanted to thank you for taking the time to sit down with me. Definitely going to have you back to talk more finance. And like say, you guys check out his social media pages. Be on the lookout for that Oba Water. It's going to be on Amazon 60 days. Definitely, like say, the NFTs, the merge, his shows, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Oba the Great. Thank you so much. As I always say, love and light. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for tuning in.
All right, y'all.